There is a kind of disappearing that looks like success. No weapon. No tragedy. Just repetition. It happens in glass boardrooms, on LinkedIn feeds, in polite meetings, and in the hollow minutes before sleep. In the house your career bought you, it is the slow self-erasure of the individual by the professional. If you're new here, welcome. Stay with me for a moment. Because if you are high-functioning, disciplined, ambitious, reliable, the world may call you strong. But your inner life may feel thin. Like you are living behind glass, watching yourself perform. Carl Jung called this the persona. And I want to say this clearly. The persona is not fake. It is necessary. It is the mask that lets you survive in society. It is the role that lets you lead, provide, speak, negotiate, compete, protect. You need a public face. You need a functional identity. But there is a danger. Especially for high achievers. The mask does not stay on the face. It starts to grow into the skin. Until one day, you no longer put it on for work. You forget how to take it off. You become the executive even when you are holding your child. You become the winner even when you are alone. You become the performer even when there is no audience. And when the mask becomes the face, the soul begins to starve. This is not a moral failure. It is a psychological mechanism. And it often begins early. As children, we arrive more whole than we remember. Messy, alive, contradictory, real. But the world does not reward a whole self. It rewards a function. So you learn, quietly, without anyone announcing it, which parts of you are useful, and which parts are dangerous. Your intelligence was useful. Your discipline was useful. Your performance under pressure was useful. But your sensitivity, your tears, your anger, your confusion, your softness, your need for rest, your hunger for meaning, those were treated like liabilities. So you adapted. You performed psychic surgery. You cut away what was inconvenient and stored it in the basement of the mind, the shadow. And with the polished parts, the parts that were praised, you built a costume. Jung described the persona as a compromise between your consciousness and society, between who you are and who you are allowed to be. The danger begins when the ego, your sense of I, identifies completely with the costume. When you say, I am a founder, I am a leader, I am the strong one, I am the reliable one, I am the expert, I am the one who never breaks. You are not describing a role. You are building a prison with gold bars. Because you are a living being inhabiting a temporary function. And when you confuse function for identity, you lose psychic gravity. You become a two-dimensional cutout in a three-dimensional world. High achievers are especially vulnerable. Because the market rewards the mask. The more you behave like the perfect professional, the more you are promoted, trusted, respected, paid. You are literally rewarded for living behind the mask. But here is the law. The persona is static. And the soul is dynamic. The mask you built at 25, to be taken seriously, to be safe, to be admired, may have saved you. But now you have lived longer. You have been hurt. You have lost things. You have changed inside, even if you never spoke about it. And yet your entire social structure, your career, your reputation, your identity still depends on that old mask. So you keep wearing it, even though you outgrew it. This creates stagnation. Your inner life stops moving. Because the mask is too tight. You stop hearing your gut. Because the mask does not have a gut. It has a script. You start making choices based on what a leader would do, instead of what a human needs to do. And this is how the empty suit is born. We all know them. The high performer who feels hollow, who speaks in slogans, strategies, polished sentences that never touch a real pulse. They have won the game, but they have lost the player. And if you are honest, you may recognize this in yourself. Not as a dramatic collapse, but as a quiet dryness, a numb competence, a life that looks right and feels wrong. This is the mask eating the face. The mask thrives polished, effective, respected, successful. But the face underneath grows pale, because it is not being lived. And here is the trap inside the trap. It is not only your workload, it is your reputation. Your reputation becomes the social skin of the persona, a ghost that walks ahead of you into every room, and you become terrified of that ghost being wounded, rejected, exposed, laughed at. So you protect it. You choose the safe deal over the true one. You say the right thing instead of the honest thing. And slowly, you begin to value the image of your life over the experience of your life. You buy proof instead of presence. You collect achievements, like armor. And then you wonder why intimacy feels hard, why rest feels impossible, why joy feels far away. If this is resonating with you, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. It helps this work reach the people who need it. And it helps us continue this journey together. Now let's talk about integration. Because the answer is not to destroy the mask. You cannot walk into the world without a role. That is not wholeness. That is chaos. The goal is differentiation. To wear the mask loosely. To be the actor who knows they are acting. Health looks like this. The ability to put the mask on and take it off at will. You know your mask is too tight when you cannot stop performing even in private. When rest feels guilty. When silence feels empty. When being alone feels like disappearing. You know your mask is too tight when you need control to feel safe. When spontaneity irritates you. When you correct everyone. When you manage every emotion. You know your mask is too tight when you envy people who live more freely, and then judge them for it. That envy is a message. It is the unlived self knocking. And the most painful sign of all. When you keep saying, I don't know what I want anymore. Because the persona wants what looks correct. And the soul wants what feels alive. And the longer the soul is ignored, the quieter it becomes, until it speaks through symptoms. Irritability, numbness, fantasy, impulse, collapse. So here is where the work begins. Not with destruction, with honesty. Ask yourself, gently, what am I protecting right now? And what am I afraid would happen if I showed my real face? Sometimes the answer is, I'm afraid I'll be seen as weak. Sometimes it is, I'm afraid I'll lose respect. Sometimes it is, I'm afraid I'll realize this life no longer fits me. Good. That is not failure. That is the soul waking up. And when you allow even small moments of truth, one honest sentence, one pause, one moment of not performing, the mask loosens. And when the mask loosens, life begins to move again. The mask is a tool. Do not let it become your tomb. Thank you for being here with me. Take care of your heart. And may love always guide your path.